Um, I just want to let you know that I think you made a very good video, and I would like to address some of the things you said because you said a lot of important things. I just hope 10 minutes is enough time to say it. Um, you kind of think of cops as being bad, and that's understandable. I even had an ex pastor or whatever, ex assistant pastor, tell members to not go into the police force because once you go in, there's a lot of crooked stuff that goes on, and you will have to go along with it, or your buddies won't back you up. Your cop buddies will not back you up. So, if you want to stay good, decent, and pure, and want to stay right, stay out of the police force because you will be tempted. You will be required to go along with some shady stuff. It's just going to happen. It's inevitable. His grandson went into the police force anyway. Can you sing? I do believe 50 times was excessive. I mean, do you really need to shoot at anybody past 50 times? You know. I believe there was evil in their hearts. I don't know if it was racial evil or racially based evil, but there's definitely evil in your hearts when you're reloading and just keep shooting at somebody over and over and over and over again. Come on, common sense will tell anybody that. Why didn't they shoot out the tires? I don't, they wanted to kill somebody. If you really want to put somebody in the grave, you're not going to be worried about shooting out the tires or disabling the car. You're trying to kill them. So yeah, I think the cops had evil intentions. Simple as that. The whole retrial thing, not going to happen. It's called double jeopardy. It's against the law to try somebody twice for the same crimes. So these guys will never be prosecuted in criminal courts. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. The family of the victim might be able to sue in a civil court and win. Because remember, O.J. Simpson won the criminal trial, but he lost the civil trial. So the families might want to try to sue in civil courts, but I don't know if they will be able to win, but they can try. Black on black hatred, very much a reality. I remember growing up to "you so black" jokes, which was black people's way of hating on themselves. You so black that so and so, and you so black, and then you so light jokes too, or you so white, or you so, so there is a lot of black on black hatred in the black community where blacks are hating on themselves. They even had people, some blacks on talk shows. At least, I remember the woman said, "I hate black people," and she's not alone. So it's very true. So just because all of the officers was not white, do not automatically think that this was not racially motivated. Plus, I saw a study in which they tested cops of all races, and they discovered that cops were more likely to shoot an unarmed black suspect than an unarmed white suspect. And this was cops of all races. The facts of the matter is that society sees black men in a very negative way. And society is more likely to come down on black men probably than anybody else. And that's even when it's a black men, or black folks come down on black folks harder even. There was a situation in which a black bus driver led a black customer off a bus in St. Louis. I was told about this personally by a bus driver. And as soon as the guy got off the bus, he was running for the bus shelter to get out of the rain. And some black cops started calling for him to come over, and he didn't hear them, so he continued to run towards the bus shelter. So they grabbed him and put him face down in the mud, mess up his clothes and everything. And when pressed for why they did this, they told the black bus driver, who was verifying the young man's story that he had just gotten off work and was not up to no good. They told the black bus driver that they thought he was a drug dealer. Guess what? He was dressed in a tuxedo. How many drug dealers do you know are dressed in a tuxedo? These was black police officers put a young black man down in the mud because they supposedly thought he was a drug dealer, even though he was dressed in a tuxedo and just got off a black woman's bus. After getting off of work, coming from work. Cops are racist. Cops are prejudiced against black people. And that's even a lot of black cops. That is the truth. I'm not sure how that case turned out. I never really got the story from the black bus driver, female bus driver, so I'm not sure how it turned out. But they kept delaying the case and delaying the case. The court system really does favor police officers. I think more requirements are needed because whatever they're doing to vet these cops, it's not good enough. It's obviously not good enough when you keep coming up with case after case of police brutality, people being pulled over because they're black, cops being quicker to shoot unarmed black suspects than white suspects. Obviously, more classes are needed, more requirements are needed, more training is needed. Something's needed because, I'm a bit leery of cops myself, but I wouldn't say I'm hateful because somebody threatened me on this site. You can see it in my comments on my page. Said, let me see, I'll lynch you, you black SOB, I'll lynch you. And I called the police because social networking sites tell you to call the police if you're threatened. And I called the police and they sent an officer out and he said that if they continue to threaten you, then we'll definitely look into it. This was a white officer. I didn't think nothing of it. So, but I'm a little leery of police officers, but I don't really have a problem with them. I think there are some good and some bad ones, but and my family members have had a lot of trouble with the police, but I haven't gotten into the really hating cops stage yet. Maybe I'll get there. I don't know. The way these cases keep coming up like this, Rodney King, this guy being shot to death, I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb and encourage minorities to elect minorities to office. I had no intention of voting for Barack Obama because he's too liberal for me, the same way with Hillary Clinton. But with McCain being a good possibility that McCain is prejudiced, I just might go ahead and vote for Obama just because he's black. Because at this point, I'm thinking that white America really isn't doing a good enough job of dealing with all the racism and prejudice, and maybe we need more black people in office, maybe more minorities, more Hispanics, more people other than white folks in office, so that they can deal with all these racial situations that are eventually going to blow up in all our faces. I mean, LA had a riot. Maybe a riot needs to be carried out on Sean Bell's behalf too. I don't know. LA had a riot. They reformed the police department. Although I kind of have to wonder how much the LA police department was reformed, because I've heard about Hispanics killing a lot of black people down in LA, racial stuff, and the cops not really dealing with it. I guess they figure as long as black folks are being killed, it don't matter if cops or Mexicans are doing it. But that's kind of what I didn't heard, and I've even gotten confirmation from people that live in California, LA, saying that yes, the Mexicans are slaughtering blacks, and it's a racial thing. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the solution is. Maybe a riot, good riot, burn some stuff up. Hopefully, no random white people be killed. Elect some minorities to office. Require more minorities to office so they can fight the racism, institutional racism, and and get better training for police officers. So I hope these are solutions that would help. But this is a really maddening situation. I'm ticked off, but like you, I just don't want to go off the handle. So God bless and keep you. Bye bye.